Hi, I'm Latrina Patrick with Vision University, and we are continuing our journey through the ABCs of grant writing. Today we have landed on the letter W, and that is to emphasize the importance of writing with the reviewer in mind. Writing with the reviewer in mind. So what do I mean by that? Well, when it comes to writing grants, oftentimes we can get so bogged down with the logistics and the paperwork and the technicality and the formatting and trying to put all the pieces together that we often forget the most critical thing, which is there is a real person on the other side of that proposal once you submit it who is reading it from a human perspective and a human standpoint. And so when you write with the reviewer in mind, you write with a different type of tone, with a very clear intention to evoke emotion from that person on the other end of that proposal, because you need to move them emotionally in order for them to want to fund you. And so a lot of the things that I teach in my grant writing courses is the importance of using storytelling and evoking emotion and little strategies to help you evoke emotions, little writing tricks to help you evoke emotion from the reviewer. Because if you always write like you're actually talking to someone, or you're intentional about what you're writing because you know it's been read by someone who's making a very critical decision about your program, then you write in a very different way. Always remember that. And the other thing about writing with the reviewer in mind is, especially in the problem statement, when you are describing your community or describing your target population that you're working with, the reviewer has no idea who your community is. Now, that's typically when you're writing for larger grants, like a federal grant, which I teach a lot from that perspective of writing for federal grants, because I feel like if you can write for a federal grant, you can write any other kind of grant. But if you're writing from the Fed standpoint, you definitely have to write as though they don't know your target population. You have to describe it for people who don't know your community, because they are not going to Google you. They only have what's in front of them to judge you by. So they are only looking at that printed piece of paper, or I should say pages, that makes up your narrative. And they're not going to click on links. They're not even allowed to do that. So all they have is what's in front of them, and they're judging you by that. So that's one way you need to think about it. But the other side is when you are writing for more local foundations or corporate organizations who are serving or have businesses in your community, and they give funding to that community, then they maybe have a little familiarity with your community more so, but they don't necessarily know the population that you are serving. And so this is your opportunity to indoctrinate them to something that they haven't been routinely exposed to. So if you just always are ever mindful that you need to be mindful and aware of the reviewer and write with them in mind, that is going to up your chances of being successful as a grant writer. So remember, write with the reviewer in mind. I hope you found that tip helpful. And if you like more tips, go over to my website at visionuniversity.com. Subscribe to my email updates, and you'll get messages from me at least once a week. And also, if you want more tutorials or more videos, make sure you are subscribed to my YouTube channel at Vision University, and you will have access to all my free content there. So I hope that helps. And in the meantime, I want you to remember to create the vision for the life that you desire and you deserve, because you are the only one who can.